In this video, I will be showing you footage of places in the Dead Sea that are usually closed to visitors. It is now 6:30 and we, some guys from the kibbutz, are heading to the Dead Sea to participate in the Dead Sea Marathon. Why now in February? Because it is the best time for it. In summer, it is as hot as hell, and wintertime is the best time for running, hiking, cycling, and any other sport activities. Israel is a hot country, and all the marathons, the Tel Aviv Marathon, the Jerusalem Marathon, the Tiberias Marathon, are all in winter or spring. Now here it is cold because we live in the high Negev, and the Dead Sea is located in the Judean desert. When you drive from one desert to the other, at no point can you tell that you are entering a different desert, but they are different. The Negev desert is part of the desert in Egypt and Jordan, and the Judean desert is a rain shadow desert on the other side of the mountains of Jerusalem. There is a lot to see in both deserts, but if you are visiting Israel for the first time, then the Judean desert is hands down more important. I would argue that after Jerusalem, the Judean desert is the most impressive place to visit. The views, the Dead Sea, Masada, the history. As I said, when coming from the Negev to the Judean desert, you won't be able to say, now we are entering the Judean desert. Different scholars have different views. I'm not a scholar, but I also have a definition that I use when guiding. The Judean desert is all about Jerusalem. Every site in the Judean desert is connected to the situation in Jerusalem. King David hiding in En-Gedi, King Herod at Masada, the sect that lived in Qumran, Qasr el-Yahud where Jesus was baptized, the Byzantine monks who lived in caves. The Judean desert is the backyard of Jerusalem, and the Negev is all about ancient roads and biblical sites that don't have a direct link to Jerusalem. There is something very calming about arriving at the Dead Sea. There are actually two reasons why. The first is that here we are at the lowest place on Earth, 400 meters below sea level, so there is more oxygen. And the second is that one of the minerals that the Dead Sea is rich in is bromine, and bromine was used in sedative medication. I found that out in a video called Things You Didn't Know That You Didn't Know About the Dead Sea that was made by 3 Israeli brothers. I support them on Patreon, so I'm allowing myself to say things that I've learned from their video. We are only going to run 10 kilometers, and I don't know what to make of it, as I've never enjoyed running. I was in the tanks division, not in the infantry. I would much rather have a 1500 horsepower machine to transport me around than to have knee problems, but that is just me. I fear that this is the beginning of my midlife crisis. In Hebrew, we don't say midlife crisis, but age 40 crisis. And since I will be turning 40 in 3 months, I fear that the crisis is on the way. I don't want to become one of those achievement people, something that happens to a lot of people who reach the midlife crisis. I don't want to wake up 3 times a week in 4:30 a.m. to run 30 kilometers in a pink shirt with a pair of very expensive trainers. I have nothing against the achievement people, I just don't want to join their club. So if I start talking about long distance running and waking up too early without a good reason, put a mirror to my face and tell me, stop, you're in the midst of a crisis. And now that we have cleared that up, I want to talk about the main reason I'm making this video. The run is happening in a place I've never actually been to, a place that is closed to the public. We will be running across what is basically a beautiful disaster zone. The Dead Sea is dying, and since the 70s, the Dead Sea has been divided into 2 parts. The northern part, which is the actual sea, and the southern part, which is the Dead Sea pools. The run is taking place on the ramparts between 2 pools. The artificial pools are made by the Dead Sea factories. The Dead Sea, as I said, is dying. In recent years, the Dead Sea has been going down about a meter in height every year. Yes, it's absolutely crazy. When I was born 39 years and 7 months ago, the Dead Sea was 37 meters higher than it is today. It is insane. There are 2 main reasons for this catastrophe situation. The first is that Israel, Jordan, and Syria are restricting the flow of the water from the rivers feeding into the Dead Sea. And because it is so hot here, a lot of the water evaporates. The second reason is that the Dead Sea factories are killing the Dead Sea each time they harvest bromine, magnesium, and potassium from it. In order to make the harvesting more efficient, water from the Dead Sea is pumped up here where the pools, where the water collects and the salt sinks. The water evaporates, making it easier to harvest the minerals. I will share a secret with you. All the Dead Sea hotels are not really on the Dead Sea. They are on pool number 5. So all the beautiful scenery you see here, all the salt mushrooms are part of a huge ecological catastrophe, but it looks great on social media, so you know. Yalla, let's run.
איזה תענוג, איזה תענוג, עוד מעט יוצא כאן מקצה 5 קילומטרים. אנחנו נקרא לכם לבינתיים, תראו את כמות המשתתפים של 10 קילומטרים, זה מדהים לראות כל כך הרבה יצאים מרצות.
One hour, 1 minute. Not too bad. Not too great either. Average. Just the way I like it. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next week. Yalla bye.